Whether you're trying to figure out how you would cook without electricity at all, or whether you're trying to just lower your electric bill by making sure that you're cooking outside this summer, let's talk about 4 different methods that we personally have in order to cook without using any electricity. If you don't know us, I'm Hope. Larry's behind the camera today, and this is Under the Median, where every week we bring you videos all about practical frugality. Now, one of our goals right now is to lower our energy costs this summer. And this is no small task given the fact that our energy company raised the supply rates by 50%. So one of the things we've really been investigating is different ways that we can cook without using any energy from the grid. We have 4 different ways of doing that. We're out on our back patio. A lot of people have a barbecue grill out in the backyard. We do not have a barbecue grill, and we haven't for years. There are a couple of other things that we do have that are super helpful though. This is a warm bond stove. Now, we did get this as a sample from the company, but here's what I like about it. Number one is it's nice and small. If you got a small patio, it's not going to take up a whole lot of space. And you just burn traditional wood in this just like you would a regular fire pit. You can put something that is cast iron on top of it and just cook directly in the cast iron. But it also has this nice metal grid that you put on top. And you could cook directly on here, but these slots, these are awfully wide spaced, I think. So I probably would not cook directly on this. Instead, I would get one of those things that are designed to put on a barbecue grill that you can put like chicken or fish or smaller items in, like almost like a grill basket that has a handle on it. I would put that on top and probably cook on that rather than put things directly on this metal grid. So this is method number 1. Method number 2 is our homemade solar oven. Larry made this probably 12 years ago with 2 of our boys. It was a 4-H project. Won awards, went to the state level. All right, he's gonna explain to you exactly how it works.
Basically, I bought one large board and cut it up into small matching pieces so we could form a cabinet around it with this lid. This is also a wooden top lid. Then we got a mirror from a glass company, had them cut it to the exact size, and I glued it onto the top here. This is special glass on here. It looks like our knobs come off. This is heat resistant glass that we put on top. There's aluminum sides that allows for that light to really get on this black container in here that we put our items in to actually cook. It'll cook it right around 200 degrees, so it's basically like a slow cooker, and we've been running this all day. Hope, what do you got cooking in here?
There are beets. There are cut up beets.
All right,
beets take about 4.5, 5 hours. Now, so we use this long screw to regulate the angle of that mirror.
This allows you to tilt it at different degrees by screwing these bolts in. And then when I want to take it all the way off, I take the top bolt off, remove that out, and then the lid closes like that for storage.
We did put handles on it. I think the one thing that I wish that we had done, I wish that we had put it up on little wheels because it is kind of heavy to move. But Larry's right. It'll cook in direct sunlight. It'll cook at between 200, 250 degrees. Takes a little while for things to get done, but it is something that we're able to use in order to save on energy. We're going to show you a couple of other different ideas we have for cooking that will also save on energy for you too. So here's what it looks like with the lid off, with that glass shield removed.
And there are the beets. They are completely done. This fork goes right through them. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So these are done, and we didn't have to heat up the house in order to cook those.
You notice we also have, so there's the aluminum flash, and you can see a little bit better.
Yeah.
There's a black tray underneath.
And
you want the aluminum on the sides. There we have a temperature gauge in there so we can tell exactly how hot it gets.
Yeah.
You want the aluminum on the sides because you want it to be able to reflect as much as possible, but you want black on the bottom because black is going to absorb heat. That black tray on the bottom is a tray that came out of a really old toaster oven that we had.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to the toaster oven, but the tray that was in it still lives. We have had so many questions about that solar oven and how we made it. Guys, we made it 12 years ago. We didn't document any of the process at all, but hopefully that gives you a good enough explanation that you can sort of poke around online and find some plans and make your own homemade solar oven. Let's head indoors because the last 2 non-electric cooking methods are inside. I've been sharing my kitchen all afternoon with Daniel. That's what he made for a party he's going to tonight. Invite Daniel to your parties. He brings healthy food. Non-electric cooking method number 3. I have been looking for one of these for months and months, and I finally found one on Marketplace. Do you guys know what this is? This is called a Wonder Bag. Here's the story behind Wonder Bags. In 2008, there were rolling blackouts in South Africa, and a lady named Sarah Collins thought, I feel like I want to do something to help. And she remembered hay box cooking, which her grandmother had taught her. So hay box cooking basically is where you take hay bales, you put your pots full of hot food on the inside of the hay bales, you put hay bales over the top, and you enclose those cooking pots, and the residual energy, which is in the cooking pot, is trapped in the middle of the hay bales. That's hay bale cooking. So she designed this bag, which is incredibly lightweight. It's very attractive, as you can see. It has a little, this is the lid, for lack of a better word, that goes on top. And basically, there's just a little drawstring around the middle of it, around the top of it. Now, I'll show you how this works in just a second. We're gonna make a pot of chili and put it in here and cook it. This is made still to this day. This is made in South Africa. There are small collectives and small factories throughout South Africa that create these Wonder Bags. Wonder Bag is absolutely dedicated to helping the people of South Africa by not only providing them with jobs, but also funneling part of the profits from Wonder Bags back to South Africa. I absolutely love, love, love their mission. I'll tell you exactly what I paid for this Wonder Bag in just a little bit, so stick with me. Before we make the chili, I want to show you this. This is like almost a different version of the Wonder Bag. I have the box out here so you can see it. This is a Tayama. When it first came in the mail, I did a little unboxing for you, kind of show you my initial reactions to it. We'll show you those. Here's another thing that we're trying. This is a thermal cooking pot. A while back, I asked if you guys wanted me to try one out. I ordered one from Amazon. You can see I haven't even opened it. It just came in the mail. Let's do an unboxing, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so it comes with on the road
Nice.
or at home thermal cooker. All right. It's pretty. It looks very pretty. Looks nice and new. I'm gonna revel in that because once I start using it, it probably won't look this good after I start using it. Observe it while it's clean and shiny.
Open the lid up.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh guys, it looks like it's designed to stack the food, maybe? All right, hang on. I'm still unwrapping. So it's double-walled insulation. It looks to me like it's got a larger pot, and then I think maybe you can put like rice or something in the smaller pot, like a side dish, and cook it. So what the whole idea is, you heat the item up on the stove for about 10 minutes. Basically, you get the cooking action going. It's got to be at a boil. You put it in here, close the lid, don't open it for between 4 and 8 hours, maybe 6 and 8 hours. I haven't read the instructions yet, guys. You leave it in there a long time, kind of like you would for a slow cooker. You don't open it up, and when you wait that long, you open it up and it's all done. I'll do a demonstration. I'll do a video for you. But zero energy used for this. All right, let's make a really quick pot of chili, and then we'll put it in the Wonder Bag and see how the Wonder Bag does with cooking it. There's absolutely no oil in this pan. I don't cook with oil. I get the pan really hot. That was 1 yellow onion and about 3 cloves of garlic that I just put in there. I have, this stovetop is about as full as it can be of ingredients. I don't think I could shove one more thing up here. All right, those onions are gonna cook down if they start to stick to the bottom. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in. This is 4 cups of homemade vegetable broth. I save all of the peelings from vegetables as I use them, put them in a 1 gallon freezer bag. Once that gallon freezer bag is full, put it into my Instant Pot, cover it with water, pressure cook it for 17 minutes, let it naturally release, and this is what you get, guys. I keep the stems to like herbs and things like that too, to give it a little bit more of an herby flavor. This stuff is like liquid gold. I'll show you right over here. I saved, these are some of the peelings that came from the zucchini that we're gonna put into the soup pot today. So I saved all of those. All right. We're gonna pretend, for the sake of time, this is cooked down and it's softened, okay? These are the stems of broccoli, and I almost call it cauliflower. You know broccoli, it's the green cauliflower. So broccoli, the stems, just peel the outside, the tough parts, and then the insides are nice and tender. I just chopped it up. This is a little unusual for chili, but guys, we are all about using what we have on hand. This is 1 red pepper, and I got a little jalapeno in there. Not too much, because Larry doesn't like it hot. Am I right, Larry?
You're right.
All right, I de-seeded it, and so it's not going to be super hot. All right, that's going to go in. I did want to show you this too. I thought of a lot of things I wanted to show you as I was getting this together. That pepper came from Kroger, from the markdown bin. This is a red bag, a Kroger red bag. There were 3 perfect peppers in here. What was interesting is Kroger red bags now. Has anybody else noticed this? You got to tell me in the comment section if you have. Kroger red bags were 99 cents for forever. $1.50 now. I know. It went up like 35%. But look, 3 perfect peppers. That would be 50 cents each. $1.50 for the whole bag. And here's what I noticed. Peppers were on sale at Kroger the exact same time. They were 99 cents for the bell peppers, for the green bell peppers. For the colored peppers, it was $1.49 per pepper. Basically, what I did was not buy one from the regular shelf, but buy one from the markdown shelf. I still got 3 perfect peppers, and I paid for 3 what I would have paid for 1 had I gone over and grabbed it off the shelf. So always make sure when you're shopping at Kroger, check that markdown, that red bag place, before you purchase things directly off of the shelf. Sometimes it's less expensive, sometimes it isn't though, so you just got to make sure you're doing the math. All right, this is cooking down nicely. We're gonna pretend, once again for the sake of time, that that's been cooking for a while. We're gonna add probably, I'm gonna add 3 cups of that vegetable broth for now, and then see if I feel like I need to add some more. This is 1 yellow zucchini. For those of you who haven't watched us before, we are plant-based, so you won't see any meat go into the soup pot. We're gonna need this other cup. All right, I can tell already. These are organic fire-roasted tomatoes, chopped fire-roasted tomatoes. I got this from Ollie's. I'm gonna see, I don't think I can, I'm not even gonna try to tilt it to show you the price tag, because Larry is shaking his head no while he's watching me, because he knows I would try to tilt it to show you, and it would go all over the floor, okay? It's 79 cents. Organic fire roasted tomatoes. We had a 15% off coupon we were using, so we got it for 15% less, whatever that is. I think that's about 65 cents for a can. Now normally, because I hate to waste any little bit that's left in the can, I would put a little water in there, but we're not going to do that on camera. Pretend I did though. I'm going to put 2 cans of kidney beans. These are dark kidney beans. This is from Hy-Vee. Watch for kidney beans to go on sale. Usually when Hy-Vee, which is a regional grocery chain, guys, when they put their beans on sale at a great price, the no salt varieties are also included. So I'm not even gonna rinse them because those are no salt. This is not no salt. This was half price at my very favorite local ethnic store. And these are the lighter colored kidney beans. I think those are also known as something else. Let me move this stuff out of the way. And then I'm gonna put in some garlic. I'm sorry guys, I don't measure. I cook by feel all the time. Onion powder, chili powder, and then I won't show this. I'll grab this in a hot second and put it in. Pretend that I just added a little bit of oregano. Does anybody else add oregano to their chili? I do, and I just really like that little bit of different kick of flavor. All right, there's what it looks like. We are going to put the lid on, and I'm gonna bring that to a boil. Now it needs to be at a boil for about 10 minutes before I put it in the Wonder Bag. Well, we are waiting ever so patiently for that soup to come to a boil. I just wanna point out a couple of things about these two cooking methods that are on the table. When it comes to choosing between the two, the price point is about the same. These ship from a variety of places around the world. But if you're going to purchase one in the United States, I believe I have not found anything that is different than what I'm about to tell you. I believe if you order one, they'll ship it to the US, but it ships from the UK. UK viewers, do you know Wonder Bag? Because I feel like from what I looked at online, that's kind of where the main hub is for Wonder Bag. And I'd love to know if this is super popular over there. Here's what I like about it. This thing is incredibly lightweight. You have no problem carrying this around to wherever you want it to go. Disadvantage, it's cloth. You do have to be kind of careful where you're going to store it, especially when you lived in the Midwest like we do. The humidity will instantaneously, if there's like any vestige of a little bit of humidity or anything, it will tend to mold fabrics. So I'm going to have to find some place to store this, and it is a little bit bulky. I'm gonna have to store it on the main floor of our house because I do not want to risk storing it in the basement. Now, I can pull the drawstring and make it go a little bit smaller, but it's not gonna go much smaller than the actual dimensions that you're seeing here on the table. So that's the disadvantage. I love their mission. I love the company mission. Just because of that, I would be real prone to purchase a Wonder Bag from them. This is stainless steel on the inside. I like that. I like that you cook in the pot as you do this one. This one, you can cook in any pot and put it in here. So that actually makes this kind of nice too. This one, you have to cook in the provided pot. And so you're limited as to the size of pot. Both of these cookers, by the way, will work more effectively if they are full. So if you're going to cook a pot of something, fill the pot, and then you're going to make sure that you know you're going to have leftovers for a couple of days. So you're going to freeze what's left over. This one, although you can put smaller pots in here, if you put smaller pots in here, and you're going to see me do this in a second, I'm going to put a tea towel, a thick tea towel on the bottom of it to make sure that it doesn't scorch the fabric. You do have to kind of take that a little bit of precaution when you're using the Wonder Bag. I could use a smaller pot in here, but then I'm probably gonna fill the excess room in here with some folded up tea towels that go around it in order to fill that space, because you want that air vacuum to be filled with something inside of here. With this cooker, you don't have to worry about that. You're only going to use one pot. It's the pot that is inside of this. That's the cooking vessel that you're going to use. So those are kind of the comparison contrast. This is going to be easier to store downstairs in my basement. Stainless steel is not going to get mold on it, like fabric would tend to get mold on it. This is hard-sided, so if you are packing for a trip though, I kind of feel like this would smoosh up to fit in little crevices. Like when we travel, I'm telling you, every spare inch of the back of our car is filled with, so if it's not filled with a person, it is filled with belongings that we are taking with us on the trip. So I feel like in some ways, you'd be able to like put this into different sized spaces, like little tiny spaces. And this one, well, not little tiny, because it's only going to fold up so far. It's malleable, it's foldable. I don't know what else you call it. Somebody tell me, what adjective would you use to describe the ability of something to form itself into different spaces? That's what this will do.
Practical.
Larry, I like that. That's actually pretty good. All right, we're going to check on our soup, and then we're going to put it in the Wonder Bag, seal it up, and see what it does. The soup came to a boil. It's been simmering for 10 minutes. Basically, you just get the soup going before you transfer it to the Wonder Bag. I just put 2 tea towels in the bottom of the Wonder Bag. I did want to show you 3 things I did to the soup. I could not find my oregano, guys. Look, at the end of the day, this has been a really busy day. And I'm like, is it worth it, the time and effort to try to find the oregano? No, it wasn't, because I had Italian herb seasoning and this is a grinder. So I used this instead. Once those vegetables started releasing liquid, I realized the soup was going to be a lot of liquid. So I wound up putting, I know this says millet. This is millet that today is not millet. It is red lentils. Clearly I used this for millet at one time. This is now red lentils. I put 1.5 cups or so of red lentils in there, and it is thickening the soup very, very nicely as it cooks. One more thing I added, this is like the plant-based answer to anything tasting like it has meat in it, and it really doesn't. Liquid smoke. This is a gallon. I got this from the Amish store, $9.99. Just so you know, that's what that red price tag says, $9.99 for an entire gallon of liquid smoke. I'm gonna get the soup, I'll put it in, and then I'll show you what it looks like before I kind of cinch this up and put the lid on it. Now, normally I would just cover it and not take the lid off, but I want you guys to see that's kind of what the soup looks like at this point. Really, it's half cooked is about what it is. So what I'm gonna do, put this lid on top. That might be, oh gosh, that might be a little bit tall to be in there. That was a 2-person job. This pot is actually almost a little bit too tall for the Wonder Bag, but we made it work with the 2 of us working on it. You get it all cinched around there, and then there's this little, you just push that in and then bring that down, and that holds it. This will sit here for about 4 hours while the soup continues to cook, and it cooks, my understanding from what I read online is it cooks at about the same amount of time that it would if we put it into like a crock pot. It's been exactly 4 hours. Oh, Wonder Bag, how did you do? All right, undo it. There. It's real, you guys. When I touch the outside, it's just room temperature. It's not warm at all on the outside of this. Now, in case I didn't explain it very well, but each one of these little pockets is filled with like an insulative foam kind of thing. So that's what insulates everything. This is really warm. This is like, you know, when you put stuff up to your cheek when it first comes out of the dryer, that's how warm that is. Okay, ready? Oh, this lid is hot. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Look at that steam. You guys, this Wonder Bag is a wonder. It worked really well. How much did I pay for the Wonder Bag? I promised I would tell you. I paid $15 for this Wonder Bag, and it had been used 1 time. It pays to begin to think about different ways that you can do things to get the same result while spending less on your energy costs or lowering your bills in some other fashion. This whole sort of thinking outside the box way of doing life is what frugality is really all about. Now, I mentioned that one of the reasons that Larry and I have really been utilizing some of these non-electric cooking methods is the fact that we are trying so hard to lower our summer energy bills. Our provider raised the supply rate by 50% for the summer. So being Larry and I, who we are, we said, I don't think we want to pay more for bills this summer compared to last summer. They said that the bills would go up 18 to 22% on average, depending on your usage. But let me tell you something. I have been hearing from all kinds of people who live in this general area that I do, that their bills did not go up 18 to 20%. They almost doubled compared to last summer. If you want to see some of the other methods, the ways that Larry and I are lowering our energy costs, using less energy, and paying less for our energy bills this year compared to last summer, even though the rates went up, we did a whole video and showed you these non-electric cooking methods. That's one of the ways, but there's a whole lot more. The video, guys, it's right over there.